Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Hodge here, and today I wanted to do something a little different. I'm still feeling kind of under the weather, so I wanted to still do a video and talk about some stuff, but I didn't want to have to put a huge amount of effort. And actually, in doing that, I came up with this idea to talk about in-app purchases in games. And so to do that, kind of this video behind me is a video of me playing, what is it called? Marvel Puzzle Quest or something like that. It's a free-to-play game on Steam, and the reason it's playing behind me is because it is one of those games that uses in-app purchases to do what it does. And so it's actually a pretty fun game, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about this trend of in-app purchases being a medium for games to make more money. It allows games to be free. I think it has its merits. It does allow some games to be free, but the problem comes around, I think, when a game that is free to play becomes pay to win. And that's really, ultimately to me, is the problem with in-app purchases. A game that I think handled in-app very well was Guild Wars 2. Not a free to play game. You didn't have to pay to buy the game. But after that, the game was paid for. You didn't have to. It was an online MMO. You didn't have to pay to play it, and it had a cash shop. Now the cash shop was, for the most part, strictly aesthetic things. It wasn't pay to win. In other words, you didn't buy stuff, and you had this incredibly overpowered gear that made your life so much easier. But you were able to have some cool stuff, and I think it can work well in that type of game. Another game, a lot of where you see in-app going is obviously in apps on your phone. A lot of those iPhone games, Android games are free to play with in-app purchases. And okay, look, I get it. I understand that probably more people will get your game if they don't have to pay for it. And obviously I get the idea behind it that someone would spend, 99 cents several times when they wouldn't spend, a lot of money, and I get that thing, I get that idea, and I don't blame companies for trying to do this. What I do think is a problem is when, again, like I said, it becomes pay to win. If it's something that allows you to play the game, play it normally, and get everything you could possibly buy, then sure. Awesome. Do your in-app purchases. Some people aren't going to want to play the game that much to get to stuff. I get it. I have bought some in-app stuff myself. Some of that would be Jetpack Joyride had an upgrade that you could buy for, I think it was like $2. And it doubled the amount of coins you get, and that made my gaming experience a little bit better. And I definitely did spend money on that. Where it becomes a problem is games like Dragon Veil is one I was really into. And it's like most of the games like that, and even like this game that you're seeing right now, where you only can play so much before you run out of energy, and then you can buy more energy, or you can wait a certain amount of time to come back. Well, Dragon Veil is the same way. You have gems, and you can use those gems to speed things along, or if you don't have any gems, then you just have to wait, certain amounts of time. One good thing Dragon Veil did is they gave you possibilities to make gems. So they introduced gemstone dragons, which then gave you gems instead of money. They had ways you could win gems, and your friends can gift you gems, and those are good ways to get around the in-app purchases. Now those are still going to be there because, quite frankly, it makes those companies money. When they have a kid who is 12, 13 years old, who's got mom and daddy's credit card, and they're playing this game, and they can wait an hour, or they can go buy some gems with money that's not theirs, they're going to go buy the gems. And I don't fault those companies at all for putting that in there. Because anywhere they can make more money, they're going to do it. They are a business, they're trying to make money, especially with a game like Dragon Veil, which is free. It's a free game. And there's lots of games like that on the App Store, and even they're starting to make their way onto the PC. World of Warcraft even has a cash shop now, and it's not awful. I haven't spent too much time with it. I know it's a lot of, like, you can buy pets and mounts and etc. And I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I think there are people that want to do that and are going to do that. And if I was a game designer, I'd probably put that stuff in there too. Ultimately, my only problem comes when it becomes you have to spend money to do good, or you have to spend money to be able to play like you want to play. Then I have a little bit of a problem with it. But ultimately, you can stay away from stuff like that if you want. If that's what you want. If you don't want to be a part of that, if you don't want to play games like that, then don't. I've seen a lot of people like in-app is going to be, you know, the downfall of video games, and you know, I think it is. There's certain games where, I don't think it is, but I think there are certain games where it's over the top. Like, obviously, Candy Crush was one of the big ones, that it's over the top. For you to play that game for any amount of time, once you get to the higher levels, you're like either spending money or you're bugging your friends. And that's the kind of stuff I don't want to see. And I think it's more evident, not in the in-app purchases, but just in the way the game company handles themselves, period. I mean, these are the same folks that have trademarked the word candy and are going after folks with the word saga in their name now. I mean, it's what's happening with in-app purchases with that particular company is indicative of the way that company works in general. It has nothing really to do with in-app purchases as much as it has to do with a company that's going to do any and everything it can to make money, despite if that makes a good game or not. I think that's the big key. There are games that are good and have cash shops, and it doesn't bother me. But if a game is a subpar game and it makes up or tries to make the game better if you decide to pay, man, screw you. Make a good game from the get-go, then maybe I'll spend money on it. And that ultimately is where I stand on that. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is in-app purchases, are in-app purchases going to be the downfall of the gaming industry? Or do you think it's just something that, if done well, is a proper tool, is a useful tool? Do you think, are there scenarios where you see it being okay? I would love to know what you think. Put it down in the comments below, and let's get a conversation going. And if you like this video, I could always do more like this. Just let me know if you like these kind of just talking about things videos over something random. I do enjoy them, so hopefully you do too. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and share this one with your friends, because I think this is a good conversation. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.